My name is Dylan, and I'm here to explain how to use the macro meal planner spreadsheet today. As you can see, here we have my meals for the week. In the morning, you can see I had some milk with some buckwheat, some orange, and some butter. You can see the breakdown of each of these ingredients in terms of calories, protein, carbs, fat, as well as totals up here, which is a very nice feature, right? So I was able to keep breakfast to almost 400 calories. That's a good start to the day there. Lunch, a little bit more, but 600, pretty good. In the afternoon, a little snack of only 300 calories. And as you can see, not much in the evening here. Just a little orange, only 64 calories. I'm dieting pretty hard. And maybe even a little bit too hard. Let's add a little bit more food to my dinner. So as you can see, I can select from this drop-down menu any of the foods that I've added to my Food for Meal Planner tab over here. As you can see, there's a lot of stuff preloaded and ready to go, all chosen to fit a low-carb keto-style diet. So if that's the kind of diet you have, this will have pretty much anything you need. But if you ever want to add anything, you can, no problem. You just have to add the nutritional information yourself there, which you can find online pretty easily. So let's make my dinner a little bit better. I'll add a nice ribeye steak, which I'm a big fan of, and give myself a triple serving because I was very hungry. As you can see, there is another 500 calories, but also quite a bit of protein here. All right, I got 104 grams of protein. So now let's explore how to customize this spreadsheet for you in your own personal use. The first thing we want to do is we want to, on our week 1 page, we would like to change the date. All right, so to make that today, it's pretty easy. Just got to select today's date. And you can see that everything updates accordingly here. Right, no problems, everything's great to go. What if you really want to try a new apple pie recipe? What can you do with this sheet to integrate that into your general macro planning? Well, it's pretty easy. We have our ingredients for the recipe, right, here, and all of them show up on our calculator here. So for example, if I want to add an ingredient like salt, which luckily has 0 calories per 100 grams. Once I do that, you can see that salt will be available over here. All right, and let's say I add 1 gram of salt, and it doesn't change our macros a lot because salt doesn't have any macros. What if we want to change the macro content? Well, let's say maybe I added an extra egg or 2. What happens when you do that? As you can see, I changed the amount of eggs I used, and our graphs change accordingly. Right? Or if I use a little bit less eggs, we can see there should be a little bit less protein. You can also see that this recipe shows us very conveniently how many of the calories you're getting from carbs, protein, and fat, which is absolutely perfect if you're following a macro-style diet plan. And that was a good apple pie. I think I want to eat that regularly, so I want to add it to my Food for Meal Planner sheet with all the other ones. All you got to do is copy-paste these values from grams to calories. Kilojoules is calculated automatically. And paste it into our Food for Meal Planner sheet. Now, one thing is that we want to make sure we get the values only. So they pop up. And here's our apple pie. very big pie, 700 grams, with quite a few calories, because it is a whole pie. What happens if we add this to my meal as a nice dessert after my big steak? If I search, we can see apple pie is here now. And say I ate all of it, right? The full serving. Definitely boosted my calories for the day. To show you again, if I go from no apple pie to a full pie, it more than doubles my calories for the day. As you can notice, the changes are tracked here, but they're also tracked on this handy graph at the bottom. So to compare, let's give us our macros and total calories for the week here. You can see the split, almost 30 fat and protein with a little bit more than 40% carbs, about 3,000 total calories. But what if we eat a whole pie? As you can see, this substantially increased the proportion of carbs in my diet, right? From about 40 to 50, dropped my protein and fat, and significantly increased my carbs. That's not very good for my diet, so maybe I should be more reasonable and instead of eating the whole pie, just eat a quarter. And as you can see, quarters are totally allowed within the spreadsheet, right? You can do any fractional serving size you want. And okay, that's looking a little bit better. I think that works for my diet. Your diet planning wouldn't be complete without grocery shopping, right? Which is why on this spreadsheet, we've included a way to make a grocery list. You can select any of your dishes or foods from the list on the other page, add them here, as well as more general ingredients that you could use for lots of dishes, like salt. Now, once I've gotten the salt, I can just click and it's crossed out. Very clear what I've got and what I don't have. And something like this is designed to be very convenient to use on your smartphone when you're shopping. Now, this spreadsheet, beautiful as it is, also comes in a green color, if that's what you prefer. So, whether you'd like to put on some muscle and do some bodybuilding, or get lean and get in swimsuit shape for the summer, I'm sure that this spreadsheet can help you do that. Because as everyone knows, the best way to make progress is to track what you're doing, right? Because how can you get better if you don't know your habits and your trends?